Oh, hey, sup, it's Ralph Bob.
Enhancement Shaman. Do you play one? Let's find out the talents that you're going to want to use while leveling through Shadowlands. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and make sure to comment on what class you would like to see, on what talents are going to be in Shadowlands and what are going to be the best for leveling for that class and for that spec. The expansion has been delayed and now is releasing on November 23rd in a month's time, less than a month's time. I'm going to try to get at least one for every class before the release comes out, but probably not for every spec. These take a little bit of time to do, so hopefully I can get at least one per class. So let's get into the Enhancement Shaman. But first, before we get into the talents, I'd like to highlight a comment from the last video I did on the Demon Hunter from Patrick, who commented, "People are ignoring the damage on Essence Break. It is uncapped AoE. The Essence Break takes no fury. Unbound Chaos should do a lot of damage. It's the only skill shot in the game. It's around 30-second cooldown." I completely forgot about uncapped and capped AoE in the game, so thank you for bringing that up. I still don't think Essence Break is going to be a great talent for leveling, but it probably will, like I said before, it probably will be really good for Mythic Plus. And yes, Unbound Chaos does a lot of damage. So thank you, Patrick, for commenting. If you guys want to comment something, I'll try to bring it up in the next video. All right, so let's actually get into talents for the Enhancement Shaman. All right, so let's start with going down the list. I'm going to try to make this a little bit faster than last video. Lashing Flames. Lava Lash increases the damage of Flame Shock on its target by 100% for 12 seconds. I don't like this. Flame Shock, you don't want to depend on Flame Shock damage while leveling. It takes too long. Like, by the time this is over, the enemy should already, like, halfway done, the enemy should be dead pretty much. Like, setting that up is too much time and too much thought. Like, I don't really care for it. Forceful Winds is a set it and forget it. Wind Fury causes each successive Wind Fury attack within 15 seconds to increase the damage of Wind Fury by 50%, stacking up to 5 times. This is literally just set it and forget it. It's your Wind Fury weapon. It works fine. It does fine. Honestly, if you don't want to think about anything and you just want to click something, this is the one to go for. Elemental Blast is going to be my choice. I really like this a lot. This is a casted ability, but when you get your stacks of Melstrom Weapon, this becomes instant cast. And it gives you a buff of crit or haste and mastery as well. So it gives you a random buff from crit, haste, or mastery, but it does a decent amount of damage, just real quick burst, and it gives you a buff for 10 seconds, which is really nice. I like Elemental Blast a lot. Storm Flurry is going to be my choice for this one. It's a kind of set it and forget it, but it also has a chance to hit an additional time and do extra damage, and it can chain off of itself. This is another set it and forget it. I really like Storm Flurry a lot. Hot Hands doesn't proc enough, and when it does proc, it doesn't feel like the effect is actually worth it. It doesn't flow very well. A lot of the Enhancement Shaman for me is all about flow, and Hot Hands just does not make things flow well for me. It's a 5% chance to reduce the cooldown of Lava Lash by 75% and increase the damage of Lava Lash by 100% for 8 seconds. It seems good, but you can probably get like 2 or 3 Lava Lashes out of it, and it doesn't proc very often. I don't particularly like it. And Ice Strike is more for, I think, for PvP. Strike with the Icy Blade and snaring them for 50%, and then it also resets Flame Shock or Frost Shock. So if you didn't know, Flame Shock and Frost Shock are on the same cooldown, so you can only pretty much use one at a time. But you can like Flame Shock, reset with Ice Strike, and then Frost Shock, and keep them slowed and chain slow them, which isn't bad for PvP. But I don't think shocks are only on a 5 to 6 second cooldown. It's not a long cooldown for PvE. I don't feel like I really need to reset my shock that often. I mean, you could do like Flame Shock build where you Flame Shock, reset with Ice Strike, Flame Shock another target, and then Fire Nova for an explode. We'll go Fire Nova in a minute. I don't think that's personal setup for me. I don't like setting it up like that. And also Ice Strike, the animation and the sound effect are really weak. Like here, I'll do it real quick. Like I don't even think there's a sound. I'm gonna turn it up real quick. All right, so this is lightning. Storm Flurry, Lava Lash, Ice Strike. I don't know. It doesn't seem very impactful to me. I don't feel like it's something that I need in my kit, so I'm just going to get Storm Flurry instead. So the next one is pretty easy for me. Spirit Wolf is going to make you move faster. You want to move faster while leveling from mob to mob. This is the easy one to pick for me. Earth Shield is you can only have one type of shield on you at a time, Earth Shield or Lightning Shield. And you want Lightning Shield because you're going to always be getting attacked while leveling. And when you're getting attacked, you have a chance to generate more Maelstrom Weapon. It's more of the Enhancement Shaman's resource. So I'm just going to stick with Lightning Shield. Don't worry about Earth Shield. Don't worry about Static Charge. You still have Static Charge just in case you want to stun, but this is more for, I would say, big groups and Mythic Plus pulls that don't really need too many stuns during leveling. I mean, it's good to have, but you don't absolutely need it. Spirit Wolf is just going to make you go faster and keep you alive quicker. So next we'll have the 35 talents. We have Elemental Assault, Hailstorm, and Fire Nova. So this is the set it and forget it one. Storm Strike damage is increased by 15% and increases the stacks generated for Maelstrom Weapon by 1. This one, I really like this one because it keeps the flow moving. You get more stacks of Maelstrom Weapons, more consistent, so you can keep going and keep flowing and attacking. You can see my Maelstrom has built a lot faster, which means I could start doing more insta-casts. The second one, Hailstorm, I actually really like this one. Personally, I really like the flow of it. So we have some Maelstrom Weapon. What it does, first of all, let me switch over to it. So Hailstorm, each stack of Maelstrom Weapon consumed increases the damage of your next Frost Shock spell by 35% and causes your next Frost Shock to hit 1 additional target per Maelstrom. What that means is you're gonna stack your Maelstrom Weapon. So we have 2 right now. There's 3, 4, and 5. Now our abilities become insta-cast. Now we're gonna cast a Elemental Blast, which consumes 5. So now we have a stack of 5. So now our Hailstorm is going to hit harder, and it's going to hit up to 5 targets. So the whole rotation, let's get a Wind Fury. Remember to always put Wind Fury Totem down too, if you can. Boom, boom. I really like that rotation. It's really fun and kind of engaging. The only thing I would say is that if Blizzard can make Frost, when you have that proc, or when you're able to get that extra damage from Frost Shock, I wish they would light the button up for you so you would know. But I'm sure there's add-ons that are going to help you, tell you when to do stuff like that. So I really like Hailstorm. I really encourage you guys to play around with it. I don't like Fire Nova. It doesn't really seem very impactful, and setting it up takes way too long. It doesn't make any sense for leveling. So either Elemental Assault or Hailstorm. I personally am going to try Hailstorm because I think it's a lot of fun. For the survival tree, level 40, we have Nature's Guardian. When your health is brought below 35%, you heal for 20. I would say Shaman survivability is kind of questionable, but at the same time, because you don't have Earth Shield, but you have Healing Surge, which you can get insta casts off Maelstrom Weapon. If you have your Maelstrom Weapon, I'm going to turn this down a little bit. So you have Healing Stream Totem, which is going to be your main survivability. You want to drop that down. If you think you're going to have a tough fight, drop Healing Stream Totem down. And then if you're getting close, about halfway to death, you're going to just pop. You're going to use your next Maelstrom stack on your Healing Surge. Healing Surge doesn't take too long to cast, but now you have an insta cast and it heals more. So if you're in trouble, then use your insta cast Healing Surge. Always drop down Healing Stream Totem almost every fight. Whenever it's on cooldown, just drop it. Keep your health up between fights. So Nature's Guardian's okay. I wouldn't fault anybody for taking that. Feral Lunge is pretty good too if you want to try to get fun engagements. I think it's the most fun out of that talent tree. Out of these talents, it's not necessary, I don't think, but it is fun to just lunge at people and start just going ham. So going from fight to fight as a wolf is pretty fun. It's not necessary. It doesn't do a lot of damage. It's just to get you into the fight quicker. Wind Rush Totem is a 2-minute cooldown. It doesn't do a whole lot, honestly. I think this would be good for maybe Mythic Plus for boosting the whole entire group. Because it's any ally who passes through it. I think it'll be good for Mythic Plus, like beating timers and stuff. But overall, I think Feral Lunge will be my choice for leveling. The next one is between his level 45 talents, and this one is the passive Crashing Storm. Crash Lightning also electrifies the ground, leaving an electrical field behind the target, which damages enemies over 200 blah, 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 for 6 seconds. This is my choice. It's a set it and forget it. I don't really care for Stormkeeper because it's just more insta-casts on the lightning and chain lightning. You don't really need that. I think that would be more for elemental. I don't know. The whole point of enhancement is to be up in the face and just cast these, and then you get your insta-cast spells. Like, you're building towards them. You don't need to free chain lightnings or anything. It doesn't really make any sense overall. Sundering it does a lot of damage, and it stuns. It's a good choice. It's a 40-second cooldown. I think some people might like this one a little bit more. I personally like Crashing Storm. This is another Mythic Plus choice for me, I think. It's either between Crashing Storm or Sundering, because to get that extra 2-second stun in Mythic Plus is pretty good. And it actually does a lot of damage, like almost 2,000 damage right there. Crashing Storm is the choice for me there. Now for the last one, we don't want Ascendance, 3-minute cooldowns. I don't like big cooldowns abilities for leveling. I just like to keep moving. Abilities that I don't use for most of the leveling, I'm not going to choose. Earthen Spike is probably my choice. It's a 20-second and it's a filler. It's a filler ability. So you can keep yourself occupied. I always like things that fill out my rotation. If I'm waiting for procs to go off, and I can also engage with this too. So now all my nature abilities are doing more damage. And I've started the fight off with a nice big buff, so it's good. I like it. I like this as a filler ability, or as a starter ability too. Lunge, Earthen Spike, and then just get to your standard rotation. I think it works. That's pretty fun. Elemental Spirits isn't a bad one either. It doesn't really seem to help. I mean, I use Feral Spirits almost on cooldown. Whenever I fight something big or like a big group of stuff, I'll use Elemental Spirits or Feral Spirits. Personally, it's kind of up to your choice. I think Earthen Spike is more fun, but this does this does enhance your abilities for a short while these are active. By how much, I don't really know. It doesn't really seem too noticeable. And also they only last for like 15 seconds too, so it's a good cooldown to use when you're fighting something big, but personally I think I'm gonna go with Earthen Spike.
And that's it.
That's all the talents for Enhancement Shaman. I really do enjoy playing the Enhancement Shaman. I think I'm gonna make him my second, or my first alt, my second character next to the Demon Hunter. And if you guys have any other ones you want to see, please leave a comment and make sure to like and subscribe for more. We're going to be going into Shadowlands. I hope to see you guys over at twitch.tv/RalphBob when Shadowlands goes live. Love you guys. Keep it rock solid, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Sorry.